people beyond the scene, and the punks were getting annoyed by this. They were like, wait, why are these suburban kids coming to our shows? And they had an expression for girls, especially from out beyond the hills, what they considered the wrong side of the hills, Concord chicks. And I think by today's standards, you could call it a pretty sexist expression, but people were a little bit more backward then. They were objectifying these young ladies from a suburban high school that came up and stood in front at the Green Day show and danced instead of moshing. And in fact, on one of the album covers, you'll see the diagram for the trout dance, which was mocking those girls for flopping back and forth like a fish. At any rate, the girl on the cover of Kerplunk was meant to be one of those kind of girls, suburban girls, that was maligned. That you punks are like, oh, you're not taking her seriously, you're not respecting her. You know, you're not giving her a right to like this band and come here to Gilman and have fun and dance and watch out. She's got a gun. And on the back cover, of course, you'll see a dead punk boy, which is our friend.
It's supposedly Josh.
It's not just supposedly, it's a dead ringer. Josh Indar is the leader or guitarist and singer of Black Fork, who will be playing at Gilman this weekend.
Not the singer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they sang together.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Josh was the punk kid that we found at Kinko, at the late night Kinko's, and Chris found him. And made him a star on the back as a dead punk on the back of the Green Day cover. So that album was pretty successful, wasn't it? Not as successful as Operation Ivy, which sold it sold 2,000 records the first year, all of which came after they broke up. They put out their record, they finally finished it. It took a long, long time and a lot of conflict. It came out in May of 1989, and about the same, we scheduled a big record release party at Gilman, for all the bands that had records coming out that month, which was Operation Ivy and The Lookouts and Surrogate Brains and Crimshrine, which turned into 15, and Green Day, which were a new band at that time. And suddenly Operation Ivy said, oh, by the way, we're breaking up. And so the record release party was all but forgotten, and it became like probably the biggest show in Gilman history. I know I'm just basing that because I was in charge of the money that night. I counted it, and it seemed like about 1,000 people were there. And I know that's illegal. It's a capacity of 249 people.